In the year 2016, humanity made a fatal error that caused society to crash. Without knowing the outcome, we would continue to march forward, but we only found ourselves in. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes takes the franchise 300 years in the future and separates itself from its main cast. No longer is it about Caesar and his rise to power and leadership, but about how Noah tries to save his family from a twisted version of Caesar's promise and ideals. Director Wes Ball stated that he wanted to stay away from continuing the story with Caesar's son Cornelius and wanted to make an original movie, still leaving room for any director to come back and make a story of Cornelius, but not let that be the focus of his film. Originally, I was unsure if Wes Ball would be fit for this franchise due to his other works. I don't know. Maybe I was just tired of seeing all these film adapted teenage books coming out every other year at the time. But I was pleasantly surprised that he really took his time with this and knows how bored the audience is with reboots and us going, ooh, remember that from the old movie? And wanted to actually take a chance to show us something new. Just please don't ruin The Legend of Zelda, okay? I was already bummed out when I found out it wasn't going to be an animated film. But maybe that's for the better, and they just won't jam it with licensed music like they did with the Mario movie. The movie begins really strong with the main character Noah and his two best buds roaming the now city jungle landscape, climbing to the top of a skyscraper to get an ego egg. You see, at first I thought they were just hunting for food, but then you later find out it's an actual coming-of-age ritual for the apes to coexist with these eagles. But just like they give you those eggs in grade school as a parenting method, Noah accidentally breaks his egg and goes off to the night to try to get another. But unfortunately, he encounters raiders that go off to his village in the search for a certain person. As the DK crew pillages the town and kidnaps the princess, Noah, now has to take the hero's journey and save his people. In this journey, he meets a Sumatran orangutan named Raka, preaching the word of Caesar. He tells Noah how others are taking the Lord's name in vain and are misunderstanding Caesar's teaching. Throughout this adventure, they meet an echo named May. I forgot to mention that humans are called echoes in this film, but halfway through the movie they ditch this idea and just keep calling them humans. This is where I'd like to mention that although I really like Noah and Raka, I would have loved to see Noah and his friends be the one traveling the land. The movie starts by establishing these three friends and having an amazing connection with one another. They establish that they were raised together and how inseparable they seem. They care for one another, and honestly, they kind of give me that relationship vibe like the Ninja Turtles have, where they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and where one fails, the other makes up for it. As he enters the kingdom, he sees that apes are working together to try to bring down this steel door. And Proximus is informed that Noah has been traveling with a human, and is even capable of fixing a man-made electrical spear, and actually takes a liking to Noah, because throughout the movie, we see that Noah is the type of ape that uses his brains over his brawn. It takes a minute, but Noah starts to take a liking to the human May and even begins to build a trusting relationship with her. You see, May is one of the very few humans that actually know how to speak fluent English. And although I have no idea how she knows how to speak English or what's even behind the scary door, with the help of Noah and his pals, they managed to uncover the mysteries behind it. Noah, played by Owen Teague, is definitely the star of the show and is my personal favorite character of the movie. There's this one scene from the very beginning where they're climbing a skyscraper and Noah needs to make this long jump, but he knows he won't be able to make it on his own. So he grabs a nearby pole and uses it to leverage himself up. But there's a small detail: when he leverages himself up, he re-grabs the pole with his feet and uses it to push himself even further. It's a small detail that goes noticed at first. I really like how the director doesn't decide to cut corners at all with the ape's capabilities, and later on in the movie, it's even made fun of how apes can use all four of their limbs for such as climbing and even falling to grab onto something, while humans can only really use their legs for walking. Something I really liked about the movie is how they write Noah. He's a smart ape and who wears his heart on his sleeves. showing how much he loves his community. He just wants to live a peaceful life with them, but he's unsure if he could live up to his father's standards, but still does what's right for his people by upholding their traditions and helping the community. They didn't just make another Caesar clone, and I think they did an amazing job with his character. I'm really excited how they will progress his character in the upcoming film. Rocca, played by Peter McCann, is the moral compass of this movie and is the preacher of Caesar, spreading the word of Caesar how it's intended to be, and even believes that it's possible for humans and apes to coexist. When he first meets Noah, he lets him know that, hey, maybe the elders weren't telling you everything. There's a lot you might not know. Noah didn't even know who Caesar was. He just so happened to overhear his name when his village was getting raided. Rocca then lets him know that Caesar was the first elder, and how now his words are being twisted by modern apes. I really like how these movies use the orangutan character to be the usual voice of reason, to show empathy, sympathy, and mercy. But unfortunately, I feel like his character was underutilized. You see, they try to use him for an emotional scene, but I don't think it was done well. I feel like they could have continued the film with him in it, but I guess we can only find out until the next movie what they'll do with his character. And I hope they really bring back and allow him to expand and grow within this world. Now, I guess we have to move on to May, who is played by Freya Allen. She is probably my least favorite character in the whole film. I'll say one good thing about her though. I really liked how in the beginning she played that savage mute character, but then they kind of tossed that away halfway through the film. And then she could speak fluent English. Now let me tell you why I have a problem with this. Andy Serkis shows how he built the character Caesar and how he and the director both agreed that Ape shouldn't speak fluent English.
In trying to find a way of Caesar speaking so that it didn't feel too human-like, we had to experiment with the speed of delivery, connecting thought to word in a way that you believe an ape would do it. So when we would start to explore the scene, we'd probably start off and I'd go something like, I did not start this war, which sounds very human-like. So we would then kind of work at what sounds believable and feels believable for Caesar's rhythm. For instance, that same scene, it's closer to this in the movie where he goes, I did not start this war. I fight only to protect apes.
I would have loved the reverse for humans and having them relearn the English language. But no, we get a fully fledged, capable human who knows how to speak and knows the history of the world, even though it's been more than 300 years in the future. I also couldn't tell if she was one of the humans raised from the above world, or if she was one of the humans raised inside the vault. I also think that performance-wise, her character was the weakest. I'm not saying that she's a bad actor, I'm just saying that compared to the other actors in the movie, they showed great emotion even though they were just motion captured, while her character was a little stale at times. In the very beginning of the movie, Noah goes through an emotional scene, and all I could think about is, damn, how good this scene looks. All the facial expressions that he's able to give, even when he reunites with his mom, it just really tugs at your little heartstrings, you know? I'm amazed how much utter emotions that they could capture through motion capture with all these characters. I just really wish that May was able to give that same performance. And now we go on to the star of the movie, Proximus Caesar, played by the Blob from that one Wolverine movie. He's such a great protagonist. He believes in Caesar's words, apes are strong together, but misunderstands the meaning of it. He's definitely the type of character that believes that his people are to serve their king over a king who serves their people. His goal is to break into Vault 33 and take all those goodies inside. You see, he believes in evolution, but actually understands that he won't be able to evolve right away because evolution takes time. But he also believes that whatever's inside that vault will give him a form of instant evolution. So what he means by evolve is a technological evolution. You know, like planes, guns, ships, etc. He wants all that for his people. He takes a liking to Noah because he sees how intelligent he is, and he figures out that Noah might be the key in how to get inside that vault. But he also warns Noah that mankind is not to be trusted. And as the movie goes on, Noah realizes that in a way, he was right. Humans aren't to be trusted, but yet he still takes a chance to believe in Rocka's words. That we could live in a world together, coexist with one another, where mankind can share its world with apes and apes no longer have to be encaged. But now we have to wait to the next film to see if those words can come true. So does Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes live up to the legacy of its previous films that left behind? I believe it does, and even exceeds the expectations I had for this film. Wes Ball did an amazing job showing us the world of apes growing up and building their own culture, their own religion. It makes me excited for what's to come next. So I'm gonna give Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes an 8 out of 10. Let's just hope he could do the same for Zelda.